Okay, guys, we are going to use this as a placeholder in our sun path diagram. Okay, for those of you who are in the design class, you will eventually replace this with whatever you're generating for design when that happens. Unless we finish what we're doing before then. But anyway, so for the rest of you, this is our placeholder pavilion, right? So this is essentially a spa project. It's kind of interesting because it casts really interesting shadows. And so when we get into the shadow generation, this is going to be a pretty decent model that we can use for a simple exploration. Okay, so I have placed this file in this location. So it's under K Grenling, 16 Spring Arc 222, Sun Path Assignment 1. So when you open this file, you can, well, first save it to your own location somewhere. So do a save as. I'm going to drop mine on my personal drive right here. And then you can immediately open Grasshopper. Now, if you recall, when we did the sun path diagram tutorial, we built part of it, and then we went to the Hydra website and we downloaded the rest of it. Right? So we are actually going to be working with the same definition that we downloaded from the Hydra site, which I still happen to have here. If you need to see it again, I can navigate you there. So back on the Ladybug page, if you go to example files for Ladybug, it will be on here, SunPath. So that would be the one that you download. After you download it, it will look like this. Okay, so all this stuff is preloaded. It's right over here. It's this stuff. See? We don't need that. In fact, we could reference in all of the other stuff instead, and we probably should because eventually we're going to be referencing that. Yeah, I actually started a whole new instance of Rhino. Do you guys know what I mean by when I say I opened another instance of Rhino?
No. Another window?
Yeah. It's a whole new Rhino. So I unfortunately have this silly little recording bar down the bottom, and the recording won't capture it right now. But if you right-click on the program itself, and you just go to this one right here that says Rhino 5, it'll start another copy of Rhino. So that's why when I hover over this, I have two, because I have my SunPath file and I have my separate file for the weather graphics over there. Yes. Yeah, I downloaded the SunPath. I did that on Tuesday. I think I saved it in the folder too.
Oh, it's in the folder?
I think so. If not, I'll save another one. I think it's this one. Yeah. Oh no, that's in downloads. Hold on. I'll put it in there for you. I'm going to call the ones directly from Hydra, Hydra, and then whatever it is.
Because didn't we already do one for Fullerton, right?
We did, yeah.
So we're not using that one?
We are, yeah. So we're going to use the Fullerton one. Oh, maybe I saved as or something like that. So that's a good note. Thank you. One of the things that I did when I opened this on Tuesday is I replaced the EPW file. And if you open a fresh one, like I did just now, just remember you have to replace the file path. So under params, primitive file path. And I'm going to set that to weather under LBHB, weather data. Fullerton. And that will modify.
Where did you put the hydro?
What's that?
Under definitions.
Okay.
Yeah, definitions. Yeah. Okay. So one of the things I want to do real quick just before I get this thing ready to export, right? Because I'm not doing much more here besides sizing it to my building and then exporting it out. I first want to replace these BREP references. Did I talk to you guys about BREPs yet? So we'll talk a little bit more about this in the second half of the semester, but what you should know about BREPs is that they're essentially solids. If you know enough about Rhino, you'll know that anything that you create that is supposed to be a solid is not really solid. It can act like a solid in some cases, but it's not really a solid. A BREP is the solid representation of something that's not really solid, but it could also be flat too. So it's kind of weird. Like it borrows the properties of being solid sometimes, but not always. It is not the same as a poly surface. Does that make sense? It acts like a solid. That's all you need to know, especially right now. So what I'm going to do then is instead of these predefined, preloaded BREPs, I'm actually just going to reference in some new ones. So I'm going to try this out. This is the first time I'm doing this, guys. It might not work. So under params and geometry, we're going to grab another BREP and zoom in on the model. Actually, let me just pause for a second. Am I getting too far ahead of you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still trying to pass it. I'm still trying to pass it right now.
Okay. You guys are so quiet.
How do I pass? Yes, you did.
All right, if I'm getting this far ahead of you guys, you can call it out. Like those. All right, so here's how this has to work, okay? Because this is really hard to learn. The people in the front row, you guys need to make sure that I'm recording everything, okay? The people in the back, you guys need to be watching everyone else's screen, and you need to be the ones to call out if everyone else is so far behind me, okay? Can you guys do that?
I got a question though. Have you connected the
I did, yeah. That's all I did in this so far is I opened the file and I connected Fullerton. Okay, guys, let's bring the volume down again for a second. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to take my time to make sure all of you are caught up to me. As a recap of everything I just said, the only things that I changed so far is I opened the file that had this. Then I opened my sun path diagram file. And then I replaced the EPW file with Fullerton.
That's all you did.
That's all I did. The rest of it was just talking big words and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's where we lost us.
Yeah. Okay, so let me make sure you're caught up and then I'll move on.